just booted it up. Before we get started, can I just say something? Thank you for actually setting the clock both times you've booted up the game. A lot of people don't take the step seriously. They just leave the clock set at 12 and call it a day. But you're actually taking the time to set the clock, and I appreciate that. That's how I know that you care about this experience. You're paying attention. I don't even have any way of knowing if the times you're setting are correct. Tell you what, I'll make you a deal. Since you've been so cooperative, next time you boot up the game and see this screen, just set the clock to your favorite time. Go ahead, pick whichever time you want, even if it's not the correct time. You've earned it. All right, I'll let you get back to the video game now. What was that? That is not how I expected this to start. That is absolutely hilarious. Wow. It was funny because when it booted up, my first thought was, it didn't really seem to matter last time, but you know what? I'll go ahead and set it again. Maybe it has some effect on the game. I was not expecting that. That's so funny. I am excited to play some more of this game. It was hard to hold back. I put that first video out actually this morning when I'm recording this. It's Friday, but it was so different than the content I've typically put on my channel, and it was edited differently. It was almost an hour long. I think that's the first video I put on the channel that was that long. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna wait, and if people really like this, maybe I'll make this kind of like a regular Friday type video for a little while, where I'll play through a handful of these, try to find some new endings, and have a longer video for Fridays, and just make it a single video upload. With it being longer, it gives people more time to watch it. I'm so glad you guys enjoyed it. I had a blast with it. You guys gave me some awesome feedback. First, no swooshing, because you said sometimes things change between the runs. Sometimes the narrator will say something different because of what I did in a previous run, so not to be swooshing or jumping past spots, so I'll make sure not to do that anymore. Also, sometimes the previous run can have an effect on the following run, so I'm going to kind of keep an eye out for that. Also, sometimes backtrack. For example, someone told me you can go down the elevator, but you can also go back up the elevator. So I'm curious about that one. Don't worry about trying to find some connecting storyline between the runs. Each one's kind of its own deal, and just enjoy the story that takes place during that run. I'm super excited. I'm glad you guys are excited too. And if you could do me a huge favor, smack the like button. We're going to get right back to some more parables.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee
427. 427, that's what that was.
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending,
wow, there's a lot on a screen there.
Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Narrator's voice is fantastic.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Hey, I got the welcome back achievement. Look at that. Okay, it looks like it saved my settings from last time. It doesn't look like it's kind of slow. You know what? I'm going to drop that mouse sensitivity down just a tad bit more. There we go. I don't want it to be something where people are getting like disoriented or sick or anything because I'm spinning the mouse too fast. Okay, so super excited to do some more of this. I even decided I'm gonna start tracking the decisions I make so that we can maybe see how many different endings I can find. So here's the plan. Every episode, I'm gonna play through a handful of these and I will put this out as the following video. And then I've got a spreadsheet that I'm going to update. I might even be able to slap a screenshot on here of something real quick I put together just tonight from the first episode. Now my plan is, once I feel like I've tried every possible ending that I can find, I'm going to reach out to you guys for hints in the comment section for other things to try. And in fact, feel free to go ahead and put hints down there in the comment section, even of this one. Try not to just drop straight spoilers, but hints for things to maybe try. And it'll be fun to keep track of this. We'll make it kind of like a engaging experience. So who knows, I might try your idea on the next video. My goodness, what should I make as my first? You know what my first one's going to be tonight? I'm going to go through the right door. Everything from the previous run was through the left door. We're going to go through the right one.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
So I've been told, pay attention to the narrator, because sometimes he changes his dialogue based upon what was said. Does it say how the mighty have fallen? I wish there was like a zoom. I could zoom in on some of these papers, but oh, this is so wild. Okay. Can't go in there. Now, someone did suggest to me spend a little time in the broom closet, and something might happen there. So I might try that one before I end tonight, but oh, this feels so wrong to be going through the right door.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Now, I never did check to see if there's anything else in here. It's a very empty room. Okay, here we go.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
The employee lounge? Okay, I kind of like that. That seems pleasant. Since I haven't been this way, I need to check all doors. Hey, that's a nice office he's got going on there. Who's that? 447, the one I kept thinking I was last time? 427. Looks like a little meeting room there. Okay. Checking all of these. Oh, I thought that one clicked. Oh, check this out.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room.
Looks nice.
Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
It's like, I don't know what I can and can't interact with. Coffee nut?
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Yes, it is. Yeah, you know, part of me is like, if I just stay in here.
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
You know what? I'm just going to stay here. I want to see what happens if I just hang out here. We got number 1 dad coffee cup.
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue. But when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
I ain't going, narrator. I don't know. Should I give the narrator a name? Or just call him narrator? It's probably best to just call him narrator. That cups his fuel. A lot of people would agree with that. It's like, I want to venture down that hallway, but I want to see if he gets like absolutely irritated with me just staying in here. Doesn't look like there's really anything I can interact with. Can I reopen this door? No, okay. I'm experimenting. So one says, I think I hate Mondays. I think the other one says my Valentine. Oh, well, maybe he's not going to say anything else. Give it just a few more seconds here. There is nothing in here. Can't do anything with the paintings. I am curious, those of you who have played this, how many endings have you found or played? I'm curious. Okay, it doesn't look like he's going to say anything else. We'll move on.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
Oh. Just give me an option to go back. Where is that? I don't recognize that room. Oh, okay. We're gonna go left. Let's.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Well, this looks like some kind of an elevator I can use. So that would take me. Oh, that's the conference room over there. Okay, so I can't. I could go that way. I can't backtrack, but it looks like I got this as an option. It's like a freight elevator?
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here, it's, left.
Well, that's kind of freaky how the door just, like, opened. Can I... Okay, so it looks like I don't really get a choice in this one.
Oh, no. No, it's to the right. My mistake.
Oh. This guy's gonna start...
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh, dear. Would you hold on for a minute, please?
There's like...
let's see. We
not
went
much
down,
light.
Right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Is it gonna run over me? Oh. Can I... That looks like the room with the countdown. Oh no, that's with the number. Oh, this is where I was up. I remember seeing this balcony way up here.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
What? He just straight up restarted me? Alright, knowing that sometimes the previous run can have an effect on the second run, and he got so irritated that we completely got off track, I'm gonna try to follow those same steps. I want to see...
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I want to see if he gets, like, super irritated that I did the exact same thing. That's what I'm wondering.
When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere.
What's going on?
Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Oh, what? How in the world? Can I really choose any of these doors? Oh my gosh. I don't know when to... Well, I definitely don't want to pick either of those two. I kind of wanted to pick the one on the other side of the chairs, but it won't let me jump them or get like up on them or anything. I don't know which one to choose. Okay.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again?
I'll pick a door.
Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
He did it again! Okay. I'm gonna try and stick with my original plan.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
This is so weird. I did not expect that at all. Now there's no doors.
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
I mean, like, how am I even supposed to track this on my little spreadsheet? Because it's like this is all still connected. Okay, step back where we came from.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes.
What is going on?
No, wait, never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
I'm beginning to think this thing has, like, endless endings. Oh. Oh.
Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job.
What?
Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time, I have to restart.
Technically, I'm still on my first set of decisions. This is still being affected by the very first choice I made. Okay.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line.
Oh, that's
Just
hilarious.
follow the line. How simple is that?
That's... It's like I want to throw him off course again, but it's like... Okay, we're going to follow the line. I'm really curious to see what happens here. What in the world?
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay, now if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office in fact the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
This is so wild. Gosh. Look at this. The line's like making swirls and... Oh, I love this. How's that happening? I'm gonna keep following it. Employee 432 peer review. This is so wild.
Cut the music, go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Okay. I mean, I'd like to take a screenshot of it if it's going to be that important, but I almost feel like that's going to be cheating. Okay. You said it'll be important later. Oh my gosh.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
I mean, this is 425, I think, is where we started. We went through there. But now I got the line. I guess I'll go this way? Am I backtracking now?
Oh,
no.
No, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you.
This is
after
Line
everything
TM.
we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Oh my gosh. I did not expect this. He's not even talking now.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Okay. Gosh. This is wild. I don't even know.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything.
No doors.
What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination.
I'm going
Whatever
in a
it
circle.
might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
Too bad I couldn't, like, voice command some things.
Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
Okay, well, what's up with the fern? You said the fern was going to be important. This is so silly. So unpredictable.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go,
I'm
there
gonna
must be
follow
a
it.
reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin.
This is tricky.
So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
You've been playing the confusion ending for... What?
Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times?
What?
That's really how all
Stanley
this
dies?
goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing. Wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really... No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know?
This is so weird.
Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay.
Okay. We're coming up on
now
the
we just wait.
fifth restart.
I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story, wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination, so I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you do...
Oh my gosh. Could you imagine being the creators of this game? They were like, okay, we're going to have just a few choices for people to start with, and then we're going to go nuts with it. And I bet they had some story paths that were like, okay, yep, that's not weird enough. What else can we do with it? That's not weird enough. What else can we add in there? What can we put there that nobody would understand? Now, if we are actually still following that confusing ending schedule, which is wild to even think about, this is number 5. When we get to restart number 8, I think that we die. Number 7 says something about we wander around in the darkness. There is no more office or something. I don't know. Oh, this is hilarious.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I think this run, it said that it starts out, Stanley starts trying to play the story again, but something stops him or something to that. Oh, come on. How am I supposed to resist that? I gotta see what's in the new content.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
I don't know, but I gotta see. It's like a roller coaster? What in the world?
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over.
This is amazing.
Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
What happens if I get back on it? Would I leave? There's just so many choices. So many choices I can make.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
It's gonna go up or down.
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
It's like I don't know which side to be looking at.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
The jump circle? Oh my gosh.
All right. Let's see. It's the jump circle.
So do I jump into it? Do I jump inside of it? Do I go around it, jumping?
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
I'm jumping this. You know I am. Gosh. This is the new content, right? Doesn't look like anything else is changing. Nope, I can't jump anymore. I didn't know if I could start going negative. Okay. I hear something. Oh, it's another...
Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could counter 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait.
1,000 hours of
Very
new
good.
content.
Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
Oh, man. You said over 1,000 hours of new content. Oh, this is so fun. Okay. Thank you for enjoying the new content.
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations.
So funny.
If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
It's different still. Every decision I make is just starting straight out with new content. My goodness. Okay, well, you know how I titled the first one Left Door Only? I mean, I can't put Right Door Only on this one because I don't even know what I would title this one. Okay. Here we go. This is so wild. I feel like we are so far off track from what the story is supposed to be. That's what we're supposed to be seeing. Okay. Let's, figure might as well check, see if there's anything to interact with.
Psst! Stanley! Come over here! In the vent! I want to show you something!
What's that say? Sunset? Oh, should I go to the vent or should I go upstairs? Okay, the narrator just cracked me up. I gotta follow the narrator. We haven't been in an event yet, so I'm super curious. There's a coffee cup in here.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
Whoa! It's like a chapel or something? Still got our office equipment.
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
This is beautiful. This is actually super cool. Wow. The Memory Zone. Okay.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
This is super cool. The Stanley Parable. 2014 Independent Game Festival Audience Award. The British Academy of Film and Television Artists Stanley Parable. It's just written on their tape. Did you guys notice that? It's like the Steam, the original Steam screenshot there. It even shows purchase price. I think it says $14.99 on there. There's an office shot. Our First Kiss, My First Car, the release of the Stanley Parable in 2013. That is so awesome. Linguistics identified 15,000-year-old ultra-conserved words, the Washington Post. Research identifies 24 words whose sound and meaning have survived the past 15,000 years. Okay, I guess that has nothing to do with it. Stanley Parable is an exploration of story, game, and choices, except the story doesn't matter. It might not even be a game, and if you ever actually do have a choice, well, let me know how you did it. Good times. Let's begin again. Smile because it happened. A trip down memory lane. Must be the first dollar they made. Is that what we're seeing there? Begin the demo. Oh, the music they're playing is even like kind of like got like a sentimental sound to it. Unachievable. It is impossible to get this achievement. Go outside, don't play for 5 years. Is that really one of the achievements? Development team nominee British. Okay. These look like they're pretty much the same thing there. New video game releasing today. Okay. I thought that might be an actual... I don't know if these are just made up. June 7th, 2013. LA Times. Deals tough choices. I wonder if that's like an actual ad. I bet it is. I have a hard time believing they would just make it up and not actually have something there. Hey, I found that one. I found that ending. In loving memory of Little Stanley? Is that like a puppy or a pig? Can I crouch? Oh, I can't crouch. Oh, it's a mouse. Oh, it might be a hamster. It actually might be a hamster. Super cute. Oh, we could sit here and gaze off at the beauty.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
New elevator content. Says, don't read any reviews except this one. How do you review a game like Stanley Parable? To describe any one part of it is to risk its ruination. To detail what it has to say about game design, the illusion of choice, and the psychology of the gamer is to tell you too much. Comparisons, too, are going to be woefully inadequate. Perhaps its closest cousin would be Dear Esther, but where Dear Esther wastes the form of interactive entertainment, Stanley Parable uses and then subverts it. Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable thrives and then succeeds to be every game ever created. Even so, holding the game to the standards of any other title is simply not going to be correct. So, how do you review what has become known as the Stanley Parable HD, the full-scale reimagination of one of the most intriguing mods available online? How do you discuss it, analyze it, and recommend it? That's quite simple. You don't. 10 out of 10. Man. That's pretty awesome. I mean, that's exactly. I'm flabbergasted at times. Like my entire first run through, when I did those first 4 on the previous video, I could have never imagined in a million years ending up in some kind of memory lane. While the narrator points out how the game's become a cash grab. But it hasn't. I mean, this is totally delivering. Portal, baby! Someone told me that this originally started as like a Half-Life 2 mod a long time ago, and like slowly became its own thing. So I guess it was in the source code, I think. Now it's in Unity, I believe is what I was told. So nostalgic taste is good. It was good. Oh, there's a Minecraft? I don't know what the connection to Minecraft would be, though. Other than the fact that he said it's like all games in one. Oh, I was like, no, don't kick me out yet. I don't want to leave yet. Memory zone maintenance. Okay. I was like, I want to go this way too. Person of the year. It's supposed to be Stanley. What in the world is that? Looks like some CAD drafting going on there. CAD's actually what I do. I'm a computer drafter. Kind of looks like what's happening some there. Or Scott K. The greatest wealth is memory. Is never the end. So true. People play games because what they can do inside them, and your game is very good at letting them know they can't do anything. Literally anything. I mean, yeah. I mean, you are always...
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
So he's upset that they tried to make an HD version of it. Oh, I can see through there, but I don't think I can walk back there. the serious room. What I was getting ready to say, though, is it's true. Inside of a video game, you are within the confines of what the programming allows you to do. Even things that are completely open world, well, like Minecraft, for example, there are still limits on how high you can go, how deep you can go, how far you can go. They have to put limits. They're getting better, I think, now with things that are like procedurally generated, meaning that it'll be different each time. But even those, it's running off of a algorithm or a formula, and there's limits. In fact, that was No Man's Sky is a really good example where they didn't put enough limits or boundaries, and so people were complaining because what they saw in the release trailer of what this game is going to be like, and then what they got in the actual game. And I'm not getting into all the details about multiplayer not being there or being there and all that kind of stuff, but what they were seeing is, like, in the trailer, they showed all these beautiful creatures that were running around, and some were flying and some were swimming and all this. But then when the game came out, you had creatures that were like running what looked like backwards because their two legs were sticking this way and their head was off to the side because they were procedurally generated from just a hodgepodge list and put together and stuck out there. As they had some really weird looking things that just made no sense whatsoever. And so they've actually done a lot of fine tuning on that and put some, structure to it now. Games have to have structure.
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here?
I wonder if we're still in the confusing ending. If so, they've done a fantastic job of distracting me from that. But I have not forgotten. We might still be in the confusing ending. Steam. Does it say remnants? Reviews.
Oh no. Oh God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor.
Oh, nice.
I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Oh, this is so funny.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
World's best coworker. I think that one says, man, they got a lot of names on mugs. My goodness. What is going on? This is... We are so far from The Office. I feel like I'm in a totally different game. Can I drive this thing? I mean, at this point, I feel like anything's possible. This game is fantastic. I had no idea when I chose to go through the right door that I was going to be on such a long trail of endless I don't know what you call this. It's like it's all connected. The last one I really felt like each time I started over I was actually starting over. I don't feel like I've started over once yet. That's what I mean. I feel like it hasn't reset once yet. Oh no, this is another one we can read.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley, I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. To be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did, but maybe it wasn't. Oh dear, what an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
I wanted to read this. I didn't want to interrupt him, though. While the idea for the game is good, it becomes very repetitive and boring fast, despite all the alternate endings and game cameo appearances. This game is titled Thought-Provoking, but you will get the idea. It tries to communicate pretty fast, and then it is just repeating the whole no choice in games thing over and over again. For somebody who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast, as it is neither a revelation nor very interesting. It is thought-provoking only in the first minutes. Oh, man. Man. This is so wild.